So here I am, still in bed. I'm seeing people in social media having a very productive life and constantly improving themselves. And what I am doing, in here doing nothing. I wonder if I could also start improving myself. Where do I start? Wait! They always preach about books. Maybe I could start with that. Let me see. What the? Self-improvement is messy, with lots of books, videos, and articles to help you in your journey. You might think that it's for the best, since we have lots of choices. But here's the kicker. It becomes confusing. With tons of things to try, most of us will feel overwhelmed. Decision fatigue is real. With lots of choices comes a mind panicking what to choose. Which books to read? Which tips to follow? Gladly, this book has it all. If I could rewind the past where I'm just starting self-improvement, I would recommend this book to myself to read first. It has lots of amazing tips, but primarily 7 habits to start and to use throughout your life. In fact, when I'm just starting to make this video, I literally spend hours staring at my screen because of how much good tips and information this book can give. Really, how can I compress them all? As you know, if you are watching my videos, I want to make all things simple to make sure that everyone can follow the tips in this book in their lives. I never ever want to overload you with information because what's the point of information if you don't apply them? So let's start with this. Why habits? If you're going to read the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, he made an amazing point on why habits are key to your success. But I'll tackle on that more once I make a review for that book. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when it comes up. But for now, let's just say that habits are one of the things that don't require willpower. Once it is a habit, you will continually do it forever. And always remember, as I always say in my videos, tiny changes done over time will produce big results. Now, here is a disclaimer. This video will not be me explaining each habit like other reviews and summary videos. I always focus on the most important and the application in the book. What is the message of the book? You don't need me to make a big lecture on each habits, but what I can assure you in watching this video is I made it very simple and easy for you to quickly apply the concepts in the book in your lives, especially in self-development. But make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video because I will be sharing a habit that will boost all the other habits that I will be talking in this video. But seriously, this is a self-development book on steroids. The internal habits. The best and the most effective habit in the book is being proactive. I also feel that the author feels the same way as me. That's why he made it the first habit out of the 7. But the problem is, it is also one of the hardest things to do. We are emotional creatures. In fact, most of our decisions are based on our emotion. We make better choices at good moods and bad choices when we are in a bad mood. It is in our build. Proactivity is the opposite of reactivity. You don't let emotion get you. Instead, you should be ahead of your emotions. This is the hardest one to put into habit, but it is the most rewarding. You will always want to make better choices in life once you master this. You will also be less stressed out once you apply it in your life. But let me teach you something to make this more simple. because that's basically why I'm here. It basically comes with 3 concepts to put in your mind. Make notes if you can. Number 1 is to focus on what you can control. Number 2 is to focus on what you can do. And number 3 is do not ever complain. In my mind, I always have this note which I would like to share with you guys. In anything happening in our lives, we can only do 3 things. 1 is to do something about it. 2 is to get over it. And 3 is to never ever whine about it. Instead of complaining about your bad finances, read finance books to increase your knowledge. Instead of complaining that you're bad at making videos, like me, study the new craft with a beginner's mindset. There are always things you can control. Accept it, improve yourself, and maybe one day you'll finally have the ability to control it. But if you can't do something about it, accept it and get over it, but never ever whine about it. Weekly planning. We are always being told to make a to-do list, to write what you will do that day. In fact, it is one of the things people preach and why planners are usually designed to be daily. Here's the problem with that. What's happening in that day is usually not what we expect or control. There will always be emergencies that you need to do. The big problem is what's happening in your mind. In not finishing your to-do list, ever wonder why you feel so down after that? Of course, you feel like a failure. Now you want to give up. Don't worry, I understand. I've been there. That is why I don't really have a daily to-do list or tasks. Sure, I can have a to-do list to make my work easier, but on self-improvement, no, nah. Here is what you need to remember. Do not focus on your task. Focus on your priorities. What does that mean? If you focus, let's say, finance, schedule your week that you will give at least 3 hours into reading finance books. If your priority is your family, give some time to your family. This will make life easier for you. The advantage of this is you don't need to be constricted by a to-do list. Do what you think matters to you. Find what matters to you and do that weekly. And it would be a lot better because you will feel free. I already made the guide on weekly planning in one of my videos. If you want to know how I schedule my week, feel free to check that video. I will put a link in the description box. The external habits. Now that you have a simple guide on the internal habits, it is time for the external. External simply means that it is something out of yourself, which means your interaction with other people. We are social creatures to begin with, and mastering these external habits is another major big leap in success. The power of teamwork. As a saying goes, 2 heads are better than 1. How about making it a team? Usually, with more people working on a goal, the better the product is. So here are the habits to make you better at social interactions. Number 1, don't talk too much. And number 2, seek methods for both sides to win. Remember this, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Talk less. Let the other people talk. People like talking about themselves, and there are lots of advantage to it. 1 is they will feel better once with you, which makes cooperation so much easier. I admit this is a habit that I am still practicing because I really like to tell what I feel. But I lessen it and it's really great because they will like you. Since people want to talk about themselves, they will also be comfortable because they are releasing what bugs them. The second advantage is you will know the person better, which makes it easier for you to know what he or she can do. Now that you know what the other person thinks and his or her abilities, it would be easier to apply the win-win concept. The win-win concept is basically finding what works for both the parties. It is never wise to do otherwise. Win-win creates long-lasting relationship with people. Lost win makes you feel sad because who really wants to lose? Win-lose may work for now but not in the long run. What makes it worse is that when people find that about you, you will lose everything. And who wants lose-lose anyway? Only desperate people who wants revenge do it. Win-win makes a happy, long-lasting relationship with people, not just on work but in life as a whole. There are more things to say about how to be more social, but I think the other book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, will do a better job. Make sure to check it out once the video is out. Get notified by subscribing and pressing the bell icon. Internal and external. Before I end the video, there is one last habit I want to share with you, which for me makes all the other habits better. It is the last habit in the book, which is sharpening the saw. What does this even mean? Sharpening the saw is a concept in which you can cut down a tree faster and with less effort, which means that you should always sharpen your saw. Sharpen your craft. Continue your journey towards self-development. Don't worry, I will help you out by releasing more videos. Practice each habit daily. Practice so it will soon come out naturally. I promise. It works wonders. I was really socially awkward before, but by practicing and reading more books, it made me better in social interactions. I'm really bad at speaking in camera, but with constant practice, I'm being better. I'm still in the journey and not perfect, but small things to make yourself better, consistently done over time, will always make big results. For example, 1% better each day for a year will make you 3 times better than before. I hope you learned a lot from this video and stay tuned for more book reviews. Remember that you can always comment down below if you recommend some books for me to make a review. I hope you have a nice day and see you on the next video.